Today is about G2, and that era that they've had in Americas continues.
Here it is, Dre. You were calling for it, you were waiting for it. Your time to shine. Nah, there it is.
How did G2 win their permaban fracture against Leviathan, which led them to win the whole series? Trent top fragged in this match with tons of impact util and impact kills. So I'm showing you how to play like him. Let's begin. For attack on A main, it's actually pretty simple. You don't really need any complicated eye lineups, but the one thing that is kind of mandatory is that you do need to dog. So for example, the perfect dog looks like this. You get up to the barrier, you dog up here, you clear this corner if you want, and then you clear anyone who's peeking A main, and that'll help your team scale up to this space. Afterwards, pretend they smoke out here. You can either eye out or preferably dog out, and you clear backside, you clear close right, and hopefully you get your team out on site. You probably have to just save your eye for when they flood afterwards. Unfortunately, you can't, like, for A site, it's really hard, at least from A main, in order to use your eye, unless if, like, you know, you throw it like just like backside, like something like that, for example. You can also adjust it. If you want to go through tree, you dog the initial thing. You dog up to here, and then you can just dog out sands, you know? For a satellite attack, it's going to be a bit similar. You're going to want to start off with your dog just in case if they're aggressively peeking. You can dog there to dog close. Once you and probably one other teammate, hopefully your raise is up with you, you can go here, and here's where the first lineup comes in. Then you clear close, bang. If you want to eye for your team, you line up here, you aim at this pipe, little jump throw. This is one of Trent's favorite eyes. He throws this a lot on both the A retake on defense and the A attack on satellite whenever they're trying to explode or just trying to get info. It should clear out a lot of sands, maybe towards, like, it should cover out towards CT, and it should hit, like, places on site, like, for example, here, top site, stairs. Another lineup that you can do if you want the eye to be more site-oriented and you don't want them shooting it from sands, you line up with this corner right here. You can aim at this corner right here. It's pretty simple. Do a jump throw. It lands up here. They shouldn't be able to see it from sands, especially if they're like tucked, like right here, for example. They might, nah, they won't be able to see it. And it should cover all of like site, like close here. It should cover basically all of top site and most of bottom site. This one does not hit this corner, so you have to be careful, and does not hit default. Those are the only two places that they can really be on site. It doesn't cover any of these angles, so just be careful. But that's also a good alternative if you want a different eye to throw if they're shooting this eye a bit too much. Alright, next is going to be B main. If you want an easy eye for anyone who's swinging this place with like an op or a vandal, maybe it's like a jet or a chamber just trying to swing, get a pick, dash out, or TP out, this one will catch and ping them. It'll also provide you a bit of security because you're going to be hiding behind this after you throw it. So you line up with this line. I'm going to ping right here. You line up the edge of your HUD line with that corner. Let me unpause it real quick. And you take about 2 steps forward. You don't need to be too accurate with this one.
Where are you?
But it lands up here, makes it pretty hard to shoot, and it pings anyone in this corridor. You don't also, if you mess up on this one, it's perfectly fine. For example, pretend I'm doing the same lineup.
Where are you?
And I accidentally throw it a bit too far. This works perfectly as well. It's just a bit easier to shoot. After you throw it, you should be tucking behind here, hopefully, and then just swinging, or like maybe dogging if anyone's detected. That's an easy one for B main. There's a really cool one from Trent I want to show you.
He doesn't poke his nose through that smoke this time. But they've got the same read here. They've just realized that, okay, tree should be fairly open then if the op is going to be over towards halls.
Barely any util being used at all. I mean,
you line up on the back half of this box, you aim like anywhere here. You give a little W tap, so you go forward a little bit, and then you jump throw.
Where are you?
This is a good eye for anyone who's flying into
There.
sight from Gen. Maybe it should hit all of Gen as well. You'll be able to see who's actually holding from like maybe back here if they're rotating. It hits default. It'll hit default because
There.
it'll just appear
There.
above there. They'll have to shoot it, and they're gonna be screwed because you know where they are. And it'll hit like basically all of sight besides this little cubby. So that's the only thing you have to be really aware for. It's a really nice eye. After you get B main on a fast execute, you can just dog into sight.
Bring them
Like you could
down.
just go like something like this. A lot of the times you're going to be using your util to just help your teammates get info, and then you're going to be dueling afterwards. If you're starting off B main, then it's going to be very similar to how you start off on A main. First of all, you want to make sure that behind this box is clear,
There.
because you don't want to just get screwed by
There.
someone sitting behind this box like a little rat. And then you also want to make sure that sometimes the op holds here actually. So if anyone's holding
There.
from here, you want to make sure that you clear this angle before you start pushing up. Thankfully, a dog can actually clear both of those angles. Pretend you're starting off on barrier, you walk up, you
Bring
dog,
them down.
and it clears both of it.
There.
It seems to be a bit short here, but if there's anyone who's peeking here, it'll detect them because the dog has a very long detection range compared to its ability expiration. So once you clear that, I really like this eye for the execute. Pretend you have a couple of people, maybe 2 or 3 A main and 2 or 3 here, depending on if you're just full executing or not. You line up with this wall. You aim
There.
right here. You take steps like you're in a waltz. So like, you know, you're like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You take 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3.
Where are you?
Jump throw. It lands up here. I really like this one. It kind of hits a lot of things. It hits anyone who might be on site. It hits a lot of generator, I'm pretty sure. It hits like anyone who's like deep generator. And it should hit canteen, anyone who's like actively swinging out of canteen. Maybe they're holding here, maybe they're like, you know, they're like this
There.
smoked and they're holding here. I don't know. Realistically though, you want it to land on top of
There.
this. Trent has thrown this eye quite a few times. So
Where are you?
that's where I got it from. Also, if you just want to wing it as well,
find
like
you.
that's a nice thing about Fade. You don't really have to have lineups for her. This video is just kind of a formality. Alright, you're on defense now and you're playing A. How do you play this? Do you throw your eye A main?
I'll find
I mean, you can do that, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be that effective. What Trent does, which I really like, is that initially he starts
There.
off with his smoker,
There.
so usually Brimstone. He starts with his Brimstone
There.
towards tower, and he
Bring them
dogs.
down.
He dogs A main just to see if there's anyone there. So for example, he sees if there's anyone deep. If there is, then he either holds or he retreats back to site. That's all you really need to be doing A main. If they're going to site, you can obviously suck to stall. Fade is really oppressive in terms of her C's and all of her util, especially her ult. He works as a very good staller on some occasions, which is why I really like playing site with her personally. Now Dish is actually pretty easy to play. A lot of the times you should be able to take the space if they're not here. For example, pretend at the start of the round you're up on jump up. You can
Bring
walk,
them down.
dog close, see if anyone's close. Pretend that they usually don't play for the dog. For example, pretend they just sit back here, wait your util out, and start walking up afterwards. We have a plan for that as well. Line up with this
There.
line right here. You aim right at this tip of the fragment of the broken satellite dish. So if I can
There.
ping it right there, you take a little jump
I'll find you.
and that clears super deep. If this pings no one, then dish should be yours for free. So you can get ore, and then you can probably walk out, and most of the time you should be able to get this space for
Put more
free. That's a very useful eye if you want to take space and be a bit more aggressive towards dish. If not, then you can just get info and just back off and play like a good teammate. Okay, I got two more niche lineups for A. So, for example, pretend you're playing on site because they're flooding up
There.
sands, right? If you want to help support your teammates from tree, you line up with this wall right here. You aim at this
There.
corner right here. Little
Where
jump
are
throw.
you?
And it lands perfectly to ping anyone who's scaling up tree. It should be free kills for your teammates. Finally, pretend you're rotating over from B and you want to retake board. Do you see this window up here? We're going to be utilizing that. See this
There.
corner right here?
Where are you?
Do a little jump throw. This clears a lot of main. So for example, if they're main, it pings them. It clears some dish as well. If they're close dish, it definitely pings them. And it'll also clear some of like the close areas. Anywhere front site, like not
There.
on site, but like anywhere
There.
in like this area, it will ping them 100% of the time. It's a really nice retake guy. Finally, towards B. Now B is interesting. Trent usually just throws something like
Where are
this.
you?
He just throws it deep just to make sure it's clear. And if they break it, then like, you know, they have presence there, and if they don't, then they don't, you know? We can be honest, for this I don't really have a lineup. I just be chucking the shit.
I'll find you.
For example, like Trent does. I don't think it's really necessary to have a lineup for this one. So you line up here at the start of the round. You go here, little tap, or you go a little forward and you jump throw.
Where are you?
That ain't bad. Finally, for arcade, Trent has two main lineups that he throws. I've kind of codified them a little bit and adjusted them. Okay, for the first eye, it's going to be a safe B arcade eye. So do you see this black diamond right here? You just go down to the line where this
There.
white line intersects the black bar. You aim right here, and you jump.
I'll find you.
Oh, maybe not like that. You aim right here, and you jump.
I'll find you.
And this is a pretty safe eye that pings
There.
very, very deep. But if you want an even deeper eye, which is what Trent throws most of the time, you won't be safe, so you'll probably have a teammate playing with you, because if someone swings you, then you're dead. You line up with this. If you can see the throw diamond at the bottom, I'm probably going to be circling it in the actual video. You line up with the edge of that plant,
Where
little
are
jump
you?
throw. It lands super, super deep, and it pings.
There. There.
I'm not sure if it pings deeper, because this one actually has the angle to ping like
There.
all the way into spawn. This one's just a changed it up. This is what Trent throws, or if you just want to wing it, that also works. For example,
I'll find
let's
you.
just do this. This works perfectly fine as well, and it provides the same purpose as the other two. Again, for Fade, you could wing a lot of stuff. Now, let's move on to the seizes. Now, unfortunately, there's really only one seize that I found, and it wasn't even from Trent. It was just me, like, messing around. Basically, this is for B main, specifically for a post plant, or maybe a retake. A retake also works, but I don't think it will be that useful for a retake. You line up with this corner of the box. You aim at this
There.
corner of the tunnel, maybe a bit up, and then you just jump through this,
We'll catch them.
and it hits deep ball. It's pretty good for post
Plant the
plant,
spike.
especially if they're diffusing and you just want to seize them in order to make sure that they can't move, and then you swing. It's perfect. One thing is that it works especially well. Pretend you have someone in this corner and you're throwing that, they can just swing as it lands. Bang! You get it. Finally, I want to end this on a player note. You don't have to be the best with util to play Fade. If you're a duelist player looking to expand your agent pool, you can play Fade. After you throw util, you can entry like a duelist. It enables both a fast playstyle that you can't really get with Sova, but you can still play slow. You can be like Trent and frag out while providing good info and value to your team with these lineups and your gunplay. You don't have to focus on the util, but rather enabling your team for the next fight through either your gunplay or your utility. Subscribe if you liked the video, as it helps tremendously and lets me know that you guys like this sort of content. Let me know if you have any suggestions for the next one. Peace.